tip Friday. I was just so excited to get going on this thing. I started doing it. I was like, hey, this is a perfect opportunity to make a free tip Friday video. How to laminate wood like a boss. This is how I do it anyways. I hate biscuit joiners. I think they're the most redundant, stupid, useless tools ever invented. And obviously people have been making fine woodworking, beautiful furniture long before biscuit joiners ever came around. They're a waste of time in my opinion. So I could have spent an hour drawing and biscuit joining all these so that they line up perfectly. Well, it's a lot easier to just do this. So what you do is to get your glue on, throw all your boards together, and just lightly put a bit of tension on here, and go along and lift each board. Like you put a kind of a medium tension on there so that the boards can still move, but they're not going to drop back down once you've moved them, right? So then I go along and I flush up this spot right here. Got that flush, move to the next one. Right? Move along till each one is nice and flush. And when they're all lined up, crank it down. Not 100%, but like 80%. Then you go back to this side over here and you start doing the same thing. Put a bit of medium tension on there. Line up the first joint. That's good. Move to the second one. Good. Move to the third. All the way down the line. If you have to add a bit of tension to get it to stay, do so. When you got them all lined up, just crank it down. And you'll be surprised how well this works. Now, with bar clamps, the more tension you put, the bar clamps are going to bow. So you want to use opposing bar clamps. Keep your workpiece straight. So if you got two on the bottom, you put two on the top. It doesn't hurt to put a straight edge on there to double check too. You don't want it setting up with a bow in it. This won't get you like a perfect, but we're talking like a 32nd of an inch, which is easily sanded down. Yeah, I think the worst one is about a 32nd of an inch. And this works for long glue ups, short glue ups, all kinds of glue ups. Alright, so that was your tip. How to line up all your laminations so that you have minimal sanding and you have nice flat top. And remember, biscuit joiners suck. So it's all glued up, and I had to employ a few other techniques in order to get it deadly flat. You can see in between my laminations, I'm using some old reclaimed fur here, and there's a big kind of chunk missing off this one. This is just my table saw extension table here, so I'm not too concerned about how pretty it looks on the underside. But obviously the pressure from the clamps is going to cause this to kind of buckle up. So what I did in order to counteract that is I use a shim to force it back down. So you can see that it's nice and flat. You just use a straight edge to check, right? A tiny little bit of cup in this one that'll sand out. It's 32nd of an inch. So, straight edge, couple of shims, and the samurai lamination gluing technique. That's all you need. Throw that biscuit joiner away. Alright, that's the end of my rant. Samurai out.